Greetings, YouTube. I had a question from Cobalt GRC concerning 2nd edition AD&D, Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, and essentially what my opinion of it was. Well, I started out playing 1st edition. I've shown off my books before. They're all still right here, and some of them are in still excellent condition. And when 2nd edition came out, everyone I knew just bought it. There wasn't any hesitation, there wasn't any questioning, there wasn't any, should we stick with 1st edition, or should maybe not hop on to the 2nd edition bandwagon? If you would have asked me at the time, you think it's a good idea to pick up 2nd edition? I would have looked at you like, what? I wouldn't have understood the question. It would have made no sense to me. It's just what you did. You bought the 2nd edition because the 2nd edition was there. It was available. It was the new thing put out by TSR, and you just purchased it. And everybody I know did that. As far as an opinion of 2nd edition D&D, I have very vague memories of 2nd edition. I'll be completely honest with you. It's been a very long time since I've run it. And it solved some of the problems of 1st edition, if I remember correctly, and it created many of its own. And then along came the skills and power system, which was deeply flawed, as were, I think, in many ways, the kits, which were, prestige classes, the beta testing in some ways. And it had elements of it that I liked. I liked the skills and power idea. I liked the kits idea because it was filling in gaps that I thought the game had. Gaps that disappeared when 3rd edition came out because finally someone had gotten it to the point where I thought it had been much closer to what I thought D&D should be. Interestingly, I still think that Pathfinder is an improvement over 3.5. But recently, as much as I am enjoying Pathfinder, I enjoy Pathfinder and I find the rules fascinating. In fact, I just got a new supplement yesterday, or 2 days ago. I have to read Waves of Thought. I have become very enamored of the new game Radiance because it's offering a plethora of options without some of the baggage that both 3.5 and Pathfinder has. And I freely admit this. The games were both closer to what I wanted than previous editions. 3.5 was better than 3rd. 3rd was better than 2nd. Pathfinder was better than 3.5, and I'm beginning to think that Radiance is better than Pathfinder. It doesn't mean that I wouldn't run Pathfinder. I wouldn't use Pathfinder. In fact, I'll be giving some Pathfinder material to someone tomorrow. A friend's daughter is into gaming now, and she's looking for some inspiration, so I'm passing on some stuff to her. She's 10 and a half. But right now, what's really gotten my gaming juices flowing is Radiance, and I'm really looking forward to the GM's Guide. As far as 2nd edition goes, we played it because it's what we had. There were other games I played. I ran Gamma World before, during, and after 2nd edition. I loved it. I thought it was great. I ran, some Palladium. I think I ran some of the Rollmaster universe systems. I think I was Cyberpunk. Was Cyberpunk out? Yeah, the Cyberpunk. There's Cyberspace, the game. I think I ran that. I know I ran it, but I think it was out after 2nd edition was released. Yeah. It fell between the gap between 2nd edition's release and 3rd edition. So yeah, I ran some Cyberpunk 2020. There were lots of things I ran, but 2nd edition D&D was just what we played because it was D&D to me. I never, in all my gaming years, encountered someone that stuck with 1st edition. I didn't even know about these people until 3rd edition came out. Then all of a sudden they started coming out of the woodwork, at least to me. People say, oh, I never hopped onto the 2nd edition bandwagon. I'm not hopping onto the 3rd edition bandwagon. And I'm like, why? Why did you stick with 1st edition? I couldn't understand it the first time I heard someone tell me, and frankly, I can't understand it now. My nostalgia for those days is sharp as glass. But running that game now would be like walking on glass. I couldn't do it. I have no desire, and I couldn't run 2nd edition. I've seen some of the retro clones out there, and they do a great job of emulating some of the games of those era, and I still can't figure out why anyone would want to do it. If you want to, cool, more power to you, game on. But I'm not one of them. And we ran 2nd editions because it's what we had. And there, for me and all the players I knew, maybe it was something that was in the air in New Hampshire, but there was no schism between 1st and 2nd edition for us. It was just a seamless transition from 1st to 2nd. And the 2 games were close enough that I used a lot of 1st edition stuff without even batting an eye. Heck, I used a lot of 1st and 2nd edition stuff in 3rd edition without too much difficulty. Obviously most of it flavor text, so some of the mechanics were not completely compatible. But when it came to encounter ideas and treasure types and things like that, I used notes from both 1st and 2nd edition in my 3rd edition campaigns without batting an eye. On the fly, without any difficulty. And do I have fond memories of that era for the game? No, I don't. Do I have fond memories for the games we played and the people I hung out with and the campaigns we ran and the arguments we had and the late night sessions that were fueled by Mountain Dew into the wee hours of the morning? Oh, yes, I do. Very fond memories. And I hope I have them forever. But the rule system, it was just the rules that we used. You had to house rule it. By the end of my last 2nd edition campaign, I'm sure I had as many house rules as there were rules in the system. Most of them in my head. It was horribly inconsistent. It's one of the things that I despised most about house rules, I guess. They became very inconsistent. I made a point when I began to apply house rules to my first 3rd edition campaign. I wrote everything down so that everybody could make comparisons to them, could look at them. We would all be on the same page, literally. So, my opinions of 2nd edition, it was D&D. We had a good time. I have no particular memories of the system itself. I don't regret playing it. I would never do it again. I'm not sure if this is what Cobalt GRC is looking for. I'm not going to be a ringing endorsement for the game. I'm not going to tell people run out and get yourself a copy of 2nd edition. Though I've been thinking lately that some of the 2nd edition Monster Manual, the one they put out, the white cover, like the black spine was very well done. I never really liked the whole 3-ring binder thing. I had them all. In fact, I gave them to someone not that long ago because I just didn't need them anymore and they're not worth selling, so I just gave them to somebody. But I preferred the hardcover 2nd edition Monster Manual. It was very well done. I really liked the art in there. And I still have some of my 2nd edition books. Some of them have already shown up in some of my RPG tour guides I've been doing of my collection, and there are going to be more episodes out there. I've put up 12 episodes so far of that as of today, and I've got a total of 28 in the can. So we have more than twice to go. That half again more than we have already put up. So I hope that answers his question. And if it doesn't, I'm sorry.